Good morning, everybody. Hope y'all are having a blessed day so far. We are back in the kitchen. It is Monday here for us, and let me tell y'all, I can tell it's a Monday. So if y'all cannot see, which you probably can't, there is a whole counter full of good things going on back here. We've got a lot of work to do today, and I'm gonna break it up into separate videos. I've got a bushel of tomatoes, Romas, and I can't remember the other ones. So we got to get those worked up. I've got green tomatoes back here behind me. We're going to make some Salsa Verde. Whew, it's going to be a day, y'all. It's going to be a day. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Missy, and we live on a 2-acre homestead that we lovingly call 7 Blessings Homestead. And that name comes from our 7 beautiful grandchildren, and I consider each and every one of them to be some of my biggest blessings. And then my 4 children, of course, are right there with them. But welcome back. Welcome if you're new. We're so glad to have you here with us. Little man is in there doing some schoolwork. We homeschool here. So he's in there doing some schoolwork while I'm getting some stuff washed and prepped. And then he'll be right in here with us because cooking class is on the schedule for today. So he'll be right in here with us, helping us out, doing all the things. So let's get started on some of this, y'all. Let's see what we can get into. All right, y'all, I am going to take you step by step through every bit of this so that you guys can see how, well, bless you again, so you guys can see what all goes on. Sometimes I do not take you through the jar sanitizing and all that. Sometimes I don't take you through the lid, getting my lids and rings ready. But I'm going to take you through everything today. I'm going to show you every step that I take. And right now, I'm going to get some water into this pot. And we're going to get it on the stove, get it to boiling so that we can drop our tomatoes in there and get them peeled. So let me get this filled up and get it over on the stove. All right, we've got the water on the stove, getting ready to boil. I've got this big bowl out. Okay, and we'll fill this with some water and some ice because as soon as the tomatoes come out of the boiling water, we want to transfer them into the ice water. That makes the peelings very easy to come off. You just slide them off, or you can take a paring knife if you're more comfortable doing that, however you want to do it. But I'm going to get this filled up, get some ice in it. My ice maker is a little loud, so y'all don't want to hear that, I'm sure. Okay, here's my bowl with my ice and water in it, okay? I did not fill it up all the way because the way of the tomatoes is going to cause the water to rise. So it's about 3/4 of the way full. And then over here, I've got my big pot of water on, and I've got it on high, and I've got it just a little over halfway full. And if y'all can see, it's getting ready to boil there. So that's my waters. Now let's go grab the lids. I want to get them in some hot water. Now I'm using the 4 jars lids again today. So far so good with these. I am not complaining about them. I have not had any issues. And, well, if I can get them apart, I am going to put these in some hot soapy water. Just let them soak there for a little bit. Why am I not able to get these apart? And I always do several because, I mean, we've got a lot to do today. So, I want to try to get as many of these soaking as I can right now. Alright, there's that. I'm putting them in this bowl. I'm going to let my water run for just a minute. I've got enough water over them for them to all soak good. And I'm just going to let these sit. My water gets super hot, so I'm going to let these sit in here for a little while we get some other stuff prepped. Then we'll rinse them, wipe the bowl out, put some more hot water in there, and just let them sit there until they're needed. So there's that. Now let's move on to the next step. Alright, our next step is going to be when I take my knife and I make an X on the bottom of the tomato, okay? And then I'm just going to run it around the top here. I just want to take that core off and out, like that right there, okay? And then it's ready. It is ready. And these have already been washed. And you could use a core. I don't know. I don't have one. So this is the way I've always done it. So I'm going to try to keep count because we were supposed to use 12 medium tomatoes. And of course, I mean, my tomatoes are at their ends, so we're going to do what we can do here. We're just going to keep count. And with them being green like this, they're not overly ripe. It's easy to make the X in the bottom. Sometimes if they're overly ripe, then it's a little harder to do. It sounds like our water is coming up to temperature over there. It is. And that did not come out. There we go. Let me go turn the water down just for a bit. There we go. Alright, so there's 4. There's a reason why I like to do step-by-step videos, okay? There are some new people that are new to canning that really want to get into canning and are not sure what to do, how to go about it and things like that. And I mean, we were all there once, right? We were all newbies at one point in time, and there's a lot of questions, and I just want to make sure, I've said this before, I'm a visual learner, So I learn quicker if someone is showing me how to do something instead of just telling me how to do it. So that's why I like to do it. Does it make my videos longer? Yes, it does. But hopefully, if I do my job right here, y'all are learning something. And I do that every time. And it's easy to learn how to do this. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to get as close to 12 as possible. Seven. Could I cut out a whole lot? I could. I could make my video shorter, but then you're going to miss stuff. 8. And if you miss stuff and it happens to you while you're in your kitchen trying to do this for the first time, or maybe even the second time, then you're going to be kind of stuck and asking questions, and I don't know. Now I've lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. Let's get all these over here. We'll count that as 10. 11. And 12. Okay? So we'll do these few, and we will count that as 12. This is supposed to make 4 pints or 8 half pints. I think that's right. So I want to be as precise as possible with this. And again, some salsa verdes are made with tomatillos. Some are made with these green tomatoes. I think I'm going to prefer the green tomatoes over the tomatillos. I'm not a huge fan of tomatillos at all. And I do not have my apron on. Y'all, how did I forget to do that? I just don't even know. But I did. We'll have to get it on here in a minute. So my husband, Pat's, tried this at a Mexican restaurant that we went to a while back. Fell in love with this, which he's had it before. I guess he don't remember having it. I don't know. But he's had it before. But he tried it, loved it, and requested that I make it for home. So I'm only doing one run of it, which is 4 pints. I am almost out of half pint jars. And if y'all have bought any jars of any size here recently, you will know that they are stupid expensive. Which is why I'm so glad I have my stockpile of jars and I don't have to go buy these $20 cases of jars. Now, if you're looking for jars, okay, and you don't have the budget or don't want to spend $20 on a case of them like me, I will tell you, I have found large quantities of them on Marketplace in my area on Facebook. I have found them at estate sales and yard sales and different places like that. There's where you're going to get the best bang for the buck if you're looking to buy jars. Be sure to check them out before you purchase them, that they're not cracked or don't have any chips in the rims or in the jars themselves. All right, let's move over to the other side and let's get these in the boiling water. Our water's boiling in our big pot. I've got my slotted spinner, my spider right here, and I'm just going to put these tomatoes just a few at a time down in the water, okay? The bigger ones I'll do one at a time. I don't want to get splashed today. Not in the mood. Like I said, we got a lot to do today. A lot. I want to try some different angles with my camera. So we're going to have to do that here soon. Just try some different angles. Alright. And apparently it's hot in here because my ice is already melted in this bowl, but my water is ice cold, so it's good to go. Now while these are sitting here for just a few minutes, I'm going to grab my apron over here. If I can get in here. Oh my goodness. Maybe. Maybe not. There we go. Grab my apron. Because this may be a messy process. I don't know. We'll see. If it's like regular salsa, it's going to be good and messy. And what's a good canning project without making a little bit of a mess? I mean, seriously. I'm just asking. Now, I know a lot of y'all are saying, oh my gosh, you cored those before you put them in the water. No. Yes, I did. Let me tell you why. Because once these come out and you get them peeled, it's going to be hard to core them. So, I did it the easy way. If you want to do it after you do this step of putting them in the water bath to peel them, please be my guest. There are different ways of doing this. I am in no way, shape, form, or fashion saying that my way is the best way and the only way, because it may not be for you. Your kitchen, your rules, you do what's best for you. And I am just pushing these down in the water and just letting them go. It's going to take, probably with them being green like this, it's probably going to take a couple of minutes to get that peel to let go. Now, if these were ripe tomatoes, you would only need to do it for about 30 seconds, 30 to 45 seconds, and then take it straight out from there into the ice water. But with them being green like this, it's going to take a little bit longer. So, and later on in the next video, where we're doing our Roma tomatoes and stuff like that, then I'll show you how it is with the ripe tomatoes and how easy it is with those. But these green ones, they're going to take a little extra. They're a little extra. So it takes a little more. But I'm going to let these sit here for just a few minutes. And I'm going to go grab me my cold drink sitting over here. And I'm going to rehydrate and get ready for this marathon canning day. We'll be right back. Okay, so what we're looking for is I'm trying to get one flipped over here, is for the bottom part, and I wish I could show you better, to start pulling away from the tomato itself, okay? So we've got that going on. We are pretty much ready. There was a good one. Can you see that? Let me turn this light down a little bit. Maybe you can see a little better. Y'all, my kitchen is super dark. There is no windows in my kitchen, so yeah. So if you can see where it's pulling away right there, we're going to get these out. I'm going to show y'all how to do it. These are good to go. We're going to pull them out like that. Put them right into that ice water like that. We're going to turn our eye off because we no longer need it. Not right now anyway. Right there, it's starting to pull away. Yahoo! Alright, so now we've got that. Put that there. We're going to get rid of this water here in just a second. Let's take these. We're going to let these set in this ice water for just a minute. Really, while I walk across the kitchen to put these on the other counter. Let's move over there and I'll show you what the next step is. Alright, y'all, so I've got this washed Let me straighten these up a little bit. Got this washed. I'm going to set it back over here, just on the stove, not back on the eye or anything, just on the stove, because we're going to use it again here in a few minutes as soon as we get our tomatoes peeled. So let me run this back over here and grab our bowl of tomatoes. And there's our big bowl of tomatoes. So we're just going to take them out of this water, okay? And now these are harder than ripe, and you will see that. And I may have to use a paring knife. That's okay. I am good with that. There we go. See, it just peels right off. Okay, you don't have to put any pressure on it whatsoever. It just slides right off like that. These could have probably stayed in the boiling water for another 30 seconds or so, but it'll be all right. It just green tomatoes are very, very picky. There we go. And very sticky. Their peelings are very sticky. So if y'all can see that, I am not putting any pressure at all on the peel. I'm just kind of running my knife along, getting it off of there. It's going to take a little extra time to peel green tomatoes, and it does ripe tomatoes. So you got to have patience. You got to have patience, man. And that bowl is rotting away, and y'all can't see nothing. So there's that. I can take my fingernail and just run up under it and peel that like that. So it's not anything hard at all. It's just time consuming, but anything in life worth having is going to be some hard work. That's what I've always been told. That's what I've always seen in my 53 years. So now around this, I'm just going to take this. Y'all see I got my food processor out. Now you can chop these by hand if you want a chunkier salsa, or you can use your food processor if you want a smoother salsa. We like the smooth, so we're going to use the food processor for all these tomatoes. I'm actually going to use the food processor for all the other veggies that go in here. So, all right, y'all. I am not going to make you sit here and watch me peel these green tomatoes. I promise you I'm not. I am going to turn the camera off, give y'all a little break, and then I'll bring you guys back when something a little more exciting is happening besides sitting here watching me peel these. So, I don't think there's anything that could happen during the peeling process, but you never know. Now you see there, that's okay. I'm just going to go ahead and pull that off. There's one, and I'm just going to cut. I'm going to help the food processor. I'm going to cut it like that. And y'all, I am going to take this hard stuff right here out. Don't want it. Okay? I know that's part of the core, and I'm just going to cut it out like that. Alright? So we're just going to help the food processor out. We're going to do this right here. And I am not cutting all the way through the tomato. I am just going through the back of the core there, like that. And then I'm just taking my thumbnail and pulling it out. So there's that. Alright. Now, I will bring y'all back. I promise to bring y'all back. I will not make you sit through the boring. Okay? So, I'm going to keep going, keep chugging along, getting these peeled. Alright, y'all, we got them all done. I did have to go ahead and process the other tomatoes that I had in order to get to 7 cups of green tomatoes that we need. So this is my last batch. I'm going to get them going. There's that. There's the consistency. It smells amazing. All right, we're going to put these over here in our pot, get to work on our other vegetables. All right, y'all. Now, this part of the recipe is a little bit going by your own taste, okay? It is. The recipe calls for 5 to 10 jalapenos, okay? Depending on what your taste is. So I'm going to grab several of these, some of these bigger ones. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to do about 8 of these, okay? Got my napkin here, and I am just going to put these over into food processor. Let the food processor do its thing. I'm not going to have to touch these again. So there's that. That. Because I don't want to. Oh, nope, that one's not good. So let's grab another one. We like spice, but not, you know. Oh my Lord, my tongue is on fire from Hades spice. Alright, so there's 8. I'm going to put the lid on here. We're going to let this do its thing. And that's all that. That is all that. We're going to put this over here in the bowl. Add that to it. And I'm going to move you guys on over. Well, here in just a second. I will. Let me get this jalapeno cleaned off. Woo, Lordy, that about takes your breath away when you take the lid off that thing. Oh my goodness. So the only thing I have left to chop over here is some cilantro. So let me take this over here. We're going to grab our cilantro. Unfortunately, I don't have any fresh in the garden. So we had to buy some. And I just need about a half a cup, something like that. Normally, I don't like to can cilantro, but Paps has asked me to. Cilantro to me does not can up very well, but Paps has asked me to do this, so I'm going to do this for him. I'm going to prove to him once and for all that cilantro is not good if it's canned. Well, I don't think it is. There may be people out there that's like, oh my gosh, she's crazy. No, I don't think so. I just don't, I don't like it. I just don't, and I certainly don't like it canned. But that's my opinion. And as I've always said, and as my daddy always told me, opinions are like buttholes. Everybody's got one. Now we need a half a cup of loosely filled cilantro. And that's about what I cut up here. I am putting it in there very loosely. Like that. Alright. So that's going to go in the pot. Let's move over to the other side, y'all. We're ready to start cooking this. All right, we are over here on the other side. I've got 7 cups of processed green tomatoes right there. We're going to put our 8 jalapenos in here. I left the seeds and all in. You can de-seed them if you want to. The recipe says 5 to 10 jalapenos depending on what you like. I will taste test this before I finish it and see if that's enough for us or if I need to add a couple more or whatever. But we're going to start out with 8 for us. Okay, we're just going to start out with 8. And I'm getting all that out of there. Alright, let me get this put over here in the sink. Try to stay neat and tidy while I'm doing this. Now it calls for 2 cups of chopped red onions. I have mine frozen, okay? You can do yours however, mine are frozen. I'm just going to go in like this. I am so glad that I did this with those red onions. So glad. So glad. Alright, there's our red onions. We'll get this stirred around. And no, I'm not going to use this little bitty spatula in all this. Lord, that would drive me insane. We're going to stir this around, this mixture. Like that right there. Alrighty. Now we're going to add garlic. We need 2 cloves of garlic, finely chopped. And I'm going to use my minced garlic right here. Well, this is already boiling. Let me turn that down a little bit. I'm not ready for that yet. Slow your roll. So there, and I'm going to add a little extra. We were probably right there on it with the garlic, but I'm going to add a little extra. And again, I'm going to leave this sitting out so I can taste test. We're going to mix that in. Mix our garlic in. Just like that. And now I need 1/2 cup of lime juice. I'm using the real lime. Just like that. You better slow down. Y'all hear that? Alright, there's our lime juice. This stuff's trying to get done quick. I'm telling you. Alright, there's our lime juice in there. We're going to get everything off the side. Clean the sides off. Alright, now. Now I'm ready for it to boil. Let's bring it back up to heat, okay? Now I'm ready for it to boil. Oh man, y'all, it smells so good. Oh Lordy, it smells good. Good in here. I love these days. I just do. I love them. I can't wait to taste test this. I've never seen the salsa verde with the red onions. Usually it's white onions because it wants to highlight the green or whatever. I've never seen it with the red onions, but this recipe specifically calls for red onions, which I'm okay with because I didn't have to do any work chopping them up, so I am totally okay with that. Totally okay with that. Put this over here in the sink. Then we're going to get our other stuff ready. That's coming to a boil. So now we're going to put our cilantro in. Just like that right there. We're going to add 2 teaspoons of cumin. and it is not open. Oh my goodness. This is a half teaspoon measure. Oop. Half. 1. Half. 2. And I made a little bit of a mess on the stove, but that's okay. We need 1 teaspoon of dried oregano. Half. I love the smell of cumin, by the way. 2 teaspoons of salt. I am going to use my coarse sea salt. Let me get this stirring down a little bit so we can keep up with this. I don't want anything to stick. Nothing. And I'll be right. Oh, nope. Paps was calling me. Thought I was going to have to hang up for a minute, but he can wait just a second. You can wait just a second, darling. I'll be right with you. So let me get my 2 teaspoons of salt. There's half. 1. Half. 2. And 1 teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper. Just like that right there. So there's that. We're going to get this stirred up. And we're going to reduce the heat. We're going to let it sit here, let it simmer for about 5 minutes. And then I'm going to come back and check it and see how it is. We're going to taste test it before we get it put over into our jars. So I'm going to set the timer for 5 minutes. There we go. And we're just going to let this sit here and simmer. We'll turn it down to about medium low and just let it sit here and do its thing. Alright, so right here we are going to get our lids ready. Okay, they've been sitting there in that water. We're going to turn our hot water on. We're going to get these ready to go. Okay, rinse the bowl out good. Get all the soap out. When I tell you my water gets hot, it gets hot. And then we are just going to start dropping these down in there. Like that right there. We're just going to let those sit there in that hot water until we're ready to use them. Okay? My jars are in my dishwasher. My dishwasher has a sanitize function and a high temp wash. So I choose both of those. And my jars are in here. It is piping hot in there. They're ready to go. They just finished this round, so they're ready to go. I leave them in there with the door shut. It keeps them hot in there, keeps them sterile, and it's all good. Alright, so we are ready to go. Oh, get my sterilized jars out of here. And I'm going to bring out 5 jars. I know it says that this makes 4. We're just going to be on the safe side. And that one, if you see how that one's cloudy, it's okay. It's just being used a lot and in some very hard water. I'm going to set that one off to the side right now. I'm going to try one of my tricks with it. See if I can get it to clear up. And back to good. Let's get our lids over here. We'll set them right here. Just get everything good, everything going here. Grab my rings. I have a bag of rings right here. hanging off the back of one of my kitchen chairs. So we're going to lay them right there.
I have to have your help to do every other part of my schoolwork.
Okay, can you go read one of your books? Get one of your reading books. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you. All right, y'all. He's still doing homeschool. And I am in here. We'll get this done and then we're going to go have class for a little while. So how much headspace did I need on this? I forgot to look. Probably not a good thing. 1/4 inch headspace for this. So we will get these filled. And then we will debubble them. Check the headspace. Oh yeah, by the way, y'all, I might have taste tested this off camera. And it's pretty darn good. I got to say, it's pretty darn good. Pretty good. I think Paps is really going to like this. Because this is his request. This is all his. And I am definitely going to have 4 pints this time. That makes me excited. That makes me very excited. May have 5. We shall see. Even better if we get 5 out of this. You can smell the garlic. You can smell the onions, the jalapeno. Oh my gosh, this just smells good, y'all. It just smells so good. I don't know that we'll have 5 full pints, but I can put 1 in the fridge for him to try. Oh, I am not ready for that. I hit the power button on there. All right. We can definitely have 1 in the fridge for him to try. See how he likes it. So, there we go. We'll set that over there. We're going to get our debubbling tool. If you don't have one of these, it's okay. You can use a chopstick. You can use, let me see if I have anything right here with a small enough. You could use one of these, just keep it on the outer edge. You can use a butter knife, whatever you have. You do not have to run out and grab all these special tools or anything like that. We're just going to go down the sides of the inside of our jar, debubble everything. Let me move these. Maybe you guys can see. And of course that's going to change our head space a little bit. So we're going to see where we're at. Right at a 1/4 inch. Perfect. Perfect. I love when things come together and I don't have to do any extra work. Alright, let's see where we're at on that one. Perfect. Perfect. Hot, but perfect. Hot, but perfect. Alright. Perfect. I was afraid I was going to have to remove some of these jars, but nope, we're good. We are good to go. Very important step. Always clean your rims. Always, always, always clean your rims. You do not want to waste all your precious work, your time, your energy, only to have a tiny little celery seed or mustard seed or piece of something get between your rim and your lid. You don't want that. Because that is just enough to tick you off. Alright, let me grab my towel over here because these jars are hot.
And I just read one of my new reading books.
Good job.
I read a story 1.
Okay, good job, Betty. He got some new reading books at the 127 yard sale. If y'all haven't watched our video on our adventures at the 127 yard sale, I will try to remember to link it. See if I can. And this thing does not want to grab my lids.
And sometimes
You only want these on there finger tight, okay? That's it. No tighter. You don't want your jar to explode. You don't want your lid to buckle. Again, you don't want to spend all this time and energy getting this stuff ready, and then one little thing costs you either a whole jar or the whole thing, okay? You don't want that. You just don't. So make sure you go through all the steps. All the steps, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I once put one of my collections in a jar, and it was one of my collections of seashells, and I got them. I got the lid on there too tight, and now I can't get the lid off.
Yep, that happens, don't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's move over to Gary the Carry Canner.
Yep.
Let's get him ready to go. Excuse me. We're going to set our other jar over here. And then I'm going to move you guys over to Gary, okay? All right, we got Gary the Carry Canner over here. We're going to get our jars in here. We're only doing 4 pints right now. Now we want to make sure that we put enough water in here. Excuse me. We got enough water in here to cover the jars by 1 inch. So it's going to take about 12 to 16 cups. So about 3 to 4 of these measuring cups full.
Yay.
Yay. I love my Carry Canner. I'll tell y'all, I do. And
Do you like how cool it looks under that water right there?
yeah.
It's so cool looking.
And I know that there are still some out there that wouldn't touch an electric canner with a 10-foot pole. And that's okay. That's your choice. Enjoy the recipes that are here on my channel. You don't have to use an electric canner to enjoy the recipes. You can use a traditional water bath or a traditional pressure canner. It's my choice to use.
Gary the Carry Canner.
Yeah, Gary the Carry Canner. So we're just about there. I like it. I'm comfortable with it for me and my family. But you do you. Just enjoy the recipes. Alright. Let's see if that takes care of it. Nope, I need just a little bit more.
Just a little bit more.
Just a tiny bit more. Alright, that should do it. Oh yes, there we go. There we go. Let me move that out of your way. We're going to put the lid on Gary. We're going to make sure that he's set to exhaust. Aiden, how many minutes was we supposed to do this for? Do you remember?
I didn't even know.
Alright, we are going to process this for my altitude. We're going to process this for 20 minutes.
20 minutes? That's
Yeah.
a long time.
So we're going to, let me bring y'all over here. Hold on just a moment. We're going to hit water bath. Oh. Sorry guys. And then start. It's going to do that. And then again, once we start seeing the steam come out right here, okay, right there, then we're going to come back. We're going to hit start, and that's when our timer will start counting down. Right now it's heating up. It's going to start boiling and all the things. So we're going to get this going and enjoy this next 30-40 minutes of nothing better to do than go take a break. Yay! Alright, so we've got steam coming out right there. You can hear it. I can see it. I don't know if you can or not. So we're going to go down here and we're going to hit our start button. Our countdown begins and we're good to go. So, yay! Well, this is kind of a bummer. We just had a massive storm come through here. We're sitting here in the dark.
Because the power went out.
Because the power went out. So, projects are on hold right now. At least we got one done for today. Yeah. So, if there wasn't a tornado came through here, it missed a really good chance because it was so loud. The wind was so bad. And I am sure there is damage all around us. I haven't gotten out. It just now slowed down on raining. And it sounds like it's kind of moving out. So we may...
And that big stick Pops put up out there has fallen over.
Oh, I know. We may go check on the yard and the garden and all that. And after this is completely gone, we may drive around and see what kind of damage is out there and if our neighbors need any help with anything due to damage or whatever. Make sure everybody's safe. I'm checking on my kids and my grandkids, making sure everybody's safe there. Y'all, this was a bad one and it scared me. And so yeah, we're just going to sit here in the dark and wait on things to happen, wait on the storm to fully pass because I do not want to be out in anything like that. That was scary. We've lived through a tornado that hit our house before, and this brought back some memories of that. So, yeah. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for being here. Just be blessed, y'all. Be blessed. And we'll see y'all in the next one. Bye, y'all.